Hey everyone,
Hey, hey.
I'm Alicia,
And I'm Meredith.
and this is One Season Wonders, the show where Meredith and I watch a TV show that only had one season and we discuss why or why not we would want a second season. This one for me so far is a no. I understand I had one season. I don't need a second.
No.
If it ended differently, because this is episode 9. We watched episode 10.
It in twos.
If it ended differently, I would want a season 2, but it
there's a few factors that going into it we knew why it would never have had a second season, and you can tell why it was even released a year later than it was, like 2 years after it was filmed. I think this was just sitting around, and finally someone was like,
someone in COVID was like, we actually have a show that was already filmed.
That's honestly probably some of it is like, let's just start releasing this shit.
Well, before we get into it, follow the A&M Podcast Network. We also have a Vanderpump Rules show called It's About the Pasta, and a Summer House podcast called Summer is Fun. Follow our Instagram at Vanderpasta. Join our Patreon for exclusive content, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. All right. Let's get into this episode. Yeah, how do we start?
We start off with mom and dad on the lawn with the puppy.
I have a question. I have a question to start.
Yes.
You know how they always start and they're like, hi, I forget their name. I'm mom and I'm dad and we are the Bushes. Is that the same every episode?
Yeah, I've started to notice that too. I think that's like them trying to do like a previously on.
Yeah, but it's bad.
But they use
there's nothing previously on.
They use the exact same footage where it's like them introducing. I think it's them basically.
We have 7 kids and it's crazy.
But I think that's because, which I didn't know this, that like you said, nobody knows who these people are.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
So like,
okay, I just had to ask.
If you watch this once a week for 10 weeks, you'd be like, wait a minute, who are these people again?
Who's Abby? The lookalike twin showed up. Which one's Gussie? Where's Lewis?
Yes. So I think they constantly have to reintroduce themselves because nobody knows who the fuck these people are.
I get it. Okay.
Outside of watching this show.
Just wanted to make sure I wasn't going crazy.
But mom and dad are with, I'm pretty sure it's Gussie's puppy.
Yeah, I was like, is this Gussie's puppy named Trudy?
We've never seen the puppy with anybody besides mom and dad. The biggest thing to know here that I pulled out is that they used to have a dog for every child.
It was like Game of Thrones. Everyone got their own fucking dog.
My God. I was like,
that's a lot of dogs.
Do you have a nanny just for the dogs?
Where are these dogs? I haven't seen these dogs because I'm assuming not all of them are dead. Right? Peter's 12.
Some of them would still be alive at least.
Yeah. We've never seen a dog besides Trudy the puppy.
Yeah. And then we briefly talk about the Grace Louise drama. Mom just really wants it to be over, and I agree. What fun this used to be. I wanted it to
keep going. I was like, drama.
I know, but I needed a better fight.
I did. There was no fight.
Louise did not speak during the fight.
Yeah, no, it was the worst. Actually, I found it funnier to watch Gussie and Grace interact. That fucking cracked me up.
Yes, because I actually love that Gussie has no clue what is going on.
Oh my God, it was so funny. We'll get there. That was my favorite scene in the whole episode.
Next we go to Marissa and Billy on a date. They walk up to the Jewel Box, which
have you been there?
Yes, it's really pretty. It's basically just a bunch of plants in this like clear building, all glass building. It's in Forest Park, which is just like a huge park here in St. Louis.
Cool. They make out a lot.
Yeah, this is interesting. So they walk up to the building. Billy's holding a picnic basket and they go inside. Billy planned this whole cute little date. And Marissa's still in town after Gussie's party.
It was so awkward. I wanted to die. He's like dancing with her and shoving his face on hers.
This was uncomfortable. It was cute. Like whenever they first walked in and I was like, this is a cute place for a date. Way to go.
I wanted to die
for setting this up. But
it was a cute date.
The dancing was so weird.
So weird.
But Billy,
that was the producers being like, hey, get up and do something cute. And they were like, should we dance? And the producers were like, yeah, we should dance. And then
no
that
music,
happened.
no nothing. Yeah, go ahead and dance.
Yeah, do it.
Dip her, even though she's freaked
Dip her
the fuck
and
out.
kiss her. Dip her and kiss her. The worst.
But Billy in his interview talks about how he's really clear about his next steps, which
he
gave me
his ass is gonna propose.
Yeah, proposal vibes. I was like, oh my God. Mainly because he also talks about how like Marissa's parents are not on board with them living together without being married. Yeah. So his solution is let's get married.
Let's get married. let's not maybe take it slowly or even live in the same town, just separately. No. Let's just get married.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure it out from there.
Oh my God.
I love it. I love the logic, Billy. I see why you're the firstborn, really thinking things through. I get it.
I agree. Well, let's head back to the manor. Mom walks into Gussie's room, but first off, we get a nice, just like cuts of everything in his room, including
the picture,
his football picture.
That was the funniest thing. I literally wrote down the picture of Gussie because it was so fucking funny.
What the fuck?
And then Mom walks in and goes, "That party was out of control."
And Gussie's like, "You didn't have fun?"
It was so funny. She came in guns a-blazing. And she's like, Grace and Louise tried to talk. And then Louise cried. And I was like,
she's like, I didn't like any of it.
Crying. I'm not happy that you protected Louise. It's not fun anymore. Okay. You're going to make up with your sister. And Gussie's like, what the fuck just happened? I was sitting there like, wow, we went from literally -17 to 500.
Yes.
I don't even know what happened.
But the best thing is Gussie's like, you didn't have fun? And Mom's like, I had fun for a little bit. But
I'm pissed. It's not fun anymore.
You need to fix this.
You need to own it.
The best is that she says that that Louise kicked Grace to the curb.
Yeah. Fuck Louise. It's hard to be a girl coming into this family. Louise has even been on family vacations with them, and Mom is still not about this. If you're going to tear the family apart, you're fucking out of here, Louise.
Everything is such life or death with these people.
You need to talk to your sister about it because your relationship with your siblings is the most important thing. Fuck Louise.
Oh my God. Also, really quick here, while Mom is talking to Gussie, behind Mom, I saw on Gussie's door is like a keypad to like get into his room so he can like lock his door.
Oh my God. That's
like an outside door would have that.
Doesn't keep Mom out. Doesn't keep Mom out of the room. That's crazy. I need a tour of the house. They should be on MTV Cribs. This family is not meant for their own reality show. They're meant for one episode of Cribs.
Great. We could even give them a full hour of MTV Cribs.
Yeah, no. Give me a full hour of Cribs because I want to see this in the chicken house. So one each.
Yes.
Yeah, 1,000%. And then we get Gracie, get in here. And Gracie, because she's right across the hall, she walks right in and she fucking loses it too. We went from 500 to 1,700. Like it just kept, she's like,
I couldn't even really take.
Yes. You separated me and Louise, and now she's not.
We've been friends since we were 7th grade.
You did this. She went on family trips, and then you picked her, and you told her it's fine to hide it from me. And both of you fucking suck. Gussie's trying to hold back his laughter. He's not meant for acting.
Mom's like, don't laugh at her.
Stop laughing at her. I'm pissed. You. But the thing is,
you need to fix this.
I'm doing it with more emotion than they actually did. Yes. Grace walks in realistically, and she's like, I'm pissed that you did this. You can't tell, but I'm so pissed.
Yeah.
This is the maddest I've ever talked in my life.
Yeah.
This is it. It's me, livid girl.
And Mom's like, Gussie? And he's like, sorry.
I'm sorry I was sneaky and coming between your friendship. I knew it would hurt you. That's what Gussie said. I knew it would hurt you.
And Mom's like, all better.
Great. Let's hug. Let's fucking hug. And then, of course, they're like, you smell. Because that's how we end an argument in our house.
Oh, my God.
Meredith, if we ever get in a fight, we're going to hug. And one of us has to go, you smell. And that's the winner of the argument. That's the winner.
I was like, this is so dumb. I needed more.
I needed a literal fight. They're such bad actors. They're such bad.
I know.
There's a slight thing of acting when you do reality.
100%.
You have to be animated. You have to be animated and emotional and like show it out there.
It seems like these people are just so mundane
Yeah.
That like you can tell giving anything, it just.
You can tell they're not actually mad.
Haley is the best one.
Haley and Marissa. I'll give it all day long to Marissa. It's pure 10 out of 10.
Mom's great because like, I think like she's done these types of conversations over and over again. So she like rehearses. Is being a mom.
She's not as good, but she rehearses enough. No, but just in her like
in everyday life. Like I'm sure she has to meddle like figure out these fights before. So
honestly, Gussie's not good or bad.
No, but Gussie tanks it because he's like laughing.
He laughs. Billy's pretty bad, and the lookalike sisters are the fucking worst. Their
interviews are the worst.
Them and Luis suck.
Luis is the worst. She's like getting screamed at. And she's like,
that's her face. That's her face.
It's literally she's just straight face.
Like a slight smile because she's like kind of bored, but probably thinking of something else. Yeah, no, yeah, slight like that's Luis. It's all bad. I pick Marissa over Luis at this point. I think
100%. Marissa, it goes mom, then Marissa.
Yeah, mom, Marissa, Haley, probably Gussie, then Billy, the lookalike sisters.
No, then Jake. Dad. Then Jake.
Oh, Jake's awesome. We think you're a gold digger. You're the gold digger. Okay. That's the best conversation, the whole series.
Let's get right back on track though. Right. Next in this episode though, we get Billy and Gussie going fishing. Billy really wanted to hang out with Gussie so he could talk about how he is thinking about getting engaged to Marissa.
Yeah, this is all new to him. He's never proposed before, so he's 26 and has never proposed. The best. He's like, this is all really new to me. I've never gotten engaged. I don't know what to do
here.
And I'm like, it's one of those things that you think you only do it once, so it's new to everyone kind of thing, right? Yeah. It is ideals, but whatever.
Gussie really tries to push Billy to talk to their mom about it because Gussie has learned, I think, from the Dallas moment
from Jake, he doesn't speak for the family.
Yeah.
Gussie does not speak for this family.
Gussie does not want to be a part of these conversations unless he's going to be supportive. So he's going to be supportive and start throwing the rest of the family the hard conversations.
He definitely doesn't understand where Billy's coming from because Billy's thinking about the future. Gussie is never thinking about starting a family or kids at this point. So fucking sorry, Luis, you are not the one.
Yeah, Luis, we're not there yet. That is not on Gussie's mind. Weirdly, somehow Billy is there.
But who's going to be the best man? Is it going to be Gussie, Jake? And then we also have Peter. The ring bearer.
I like how they say Peter can come to the bachelor party, but he has to stay in the hotel room the whole time.
I bet Peter would love that. Just order room service on your brother's tab.
Make sure you give him like a Xbox or something and he'll be set.
Also, question, they keep like kissing the fish. I've never done. My dad's an avid fisher. He's never kissed a fish, I'm sure.
Yeah, people kiss fish.
But I'm sure people do it. Why would you lick your lips after kissing the fish, Gussie?
Gussie being Gussie.
Disgusting. You're going to get like warts or something on your...
That's a frog, but...
Okay. Same thing.
Reptile. It's like salty. Like, stop.
It's so salty.
He just turns into a fish. But still has
Luis has to kiss him to bring him back.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about Luis.
God. Luis and Grace meet up to chit chat.
Luis ghosted her, which is the funniest thing because Luis is wrong already that she shouldn't also ghost.
There are a lot of levels to this. Okay, so first off, Luis and Gussie behind Grace's back start hooking up.
Yeah, it might be a weak thing or a feeling.
Who knows how long? And then I believe this is the order. Then Grace finds out and Luis stops talking to Grace.
Yeah, but now Luis and Gussie are kind of smitten a little in like with each other.
And like Grace is mad, but Luis is the one not talking to Grace.
Yeah, Grace tried and Luis walked away and then cried because she got too hammered at the party.
We get a flashback of the fight. I love how Grace calls her out for getting too hammered.
Yeah. She's like, you cried and got too hammered at my brother's 23rd birthday.
So
and
we couldn't talk
like,
it out.
I'm not even going to fucking deny that.
Luis again, straight face, slight smile.
Okay, so Luis, though, tried to tell Gussie how mad Grace would get, which I was like, Gussie doesn't
seem
give
like
a fuck.
Luis was asking Gussie permission to tell Grace.
And Gussie said no. And Luis was like, yeah, all right, I pick you. That's basically what that was.
This is from like, why are you asking him for permission? This is your best friend.
I know. And then Luis says she didn't want to lose the friendship if it was only like a week hookup, which that would make me even more mad. You hook up with my brother, right? You don't tell me, and there's no feeling. Like, at least let me know.
I get being like, I didn't want to tell you until I knew what it was. But don't tell me you were basically never going to tell me if it was just going to be a week fling.
If it was a quick hookup, if your brother like really quick pumped and dumped me, I would never fucking tell you. And it's like, well, that's worse, I think.
My question is like, did Luis ever spend the night at the family casa?
No, she was at the chicken house, I bet.
Sure.
She chicken housed it. But Luis doesn't know what to do because she's never talked to a boy in her life. So she picked her best friend's brother, who's hooked up with half her friend group, which I think is insane. The smartest thing Luis could probably do because she doesn't seem smart.
You just said this, but like whenever she was like, I didn't want to lose our friendship. And she's like, but it happened anyways.
So here we are repairing it.
It happened because you stopped talking to her.
I can't. And then she's like, I'm sorry. And Grace is like, let's move on. I can't even speak as bad as they act.
I've had bigger fights with myself.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's intense. Luis is the worst. I really liked the storyline at first.
Peter does a better job. Abby's better on this show.
Abby's fantastic. That's it. Luis is the worst.
Luis is the bottom of this barrel, which is a very deep barrel.
It's a very deep barrel. There aren't a lot of
there's nothing at the top.
Yeah. There's nothing floating on top, but the barrel, man, goes on forever. Luis is down there.
Let's go to an even more successful conversation with Mom and Billy out at a winery.
This was absolutely fucking hilarious. Mom, so funny.
Mom has a really special bond with Billy because he was her first kid. She figured it out with him.
They grew up together, even though she's clearly at least 30 years older than him.
They're besties, but Billy doesn't know it.
No.
We really cut to the chase. Oh, and Billy got a whole bottle of wine for this conversation.
Might need more.
Billy wants to talk to the mom about something very important. Mom asks how many bottles they're going to need, which signals I think she knows what's coming.
How many?
And Billy wants to get engaged, and Mom says
the
no.
Funniest thing is Billy goes, I want to be with Marissa, and Mom goes, like, have a girlfriend. And I was like,
I think she knew exactly what he was going to say.
It was she's like a girlfriend.
So and she was putting up all the roadblocks to make him say it as many times as possible.
Oh, and then he's like, I'm going to propose. And she's like, no, you're not. No. Try again.
No, you need more time. No.
You know what Mom could do, though, is she could cross Billy off that credit card and then he really can't propose.
Seriously. It's hilarious. She's like, you need more time. And he's like, I don't need more time. And she's like,
I know. She is the love of my life, Mom. I love to. Mom makes a good point where she's like, visiting each other is not real life. Like, that's not a relationship.
She's like, let's just take more time, like actually get to know each other. And Billy's like, I know her.
Okay. I already know, Mom. We text all the time because we only see each other once a month and we're fucking fine. Look how well Clark and Haley turned out for 8 years. It's fine. That should be a good point. It's like these people did not get engaged. And after 8 years,
look at the people who have been dating for 8 years.
They couldn't even make it work. LA broke them because Clark doesn't vacation. So like Billy, I don't know. This has been only vacations, right?
Yeah. And then, I know you and Marissa are going to work because you vacation, but you don't live.
So
together.
You're opposite of Clark and Haley, and which is also not great.
No.
And then she also tells him it's not controlling if it's telling you it's not the right move, which was my new favorite line I'm going to use on all my friends.
She's like, I can't be controlling. I'm your mom.
Yeah, no. I gave birth to you. I control you. I get it. You are me. I am you. It's my money, is what she should have said.
Solid, like, great quotes conversation.
Oh my God, Mom cracked me up. Like a girlfriend? No, Mom.
I'm getting engaged. No, you're not.
Nope. Talk to your dad. Nope. Oh, okay. I also the end was great. The next two scenes are fantastic as well.
100%. So Gussie, Grace, and Jake go to what they call the camo store.
Stars and Stripes. We go into Stars and Stripes.
They're just basically fucking around and need a place to talk about.
That cashier is not amused.
You know that they've never been in that store before. As soon as they walked in, they probably asked the guy's name and won't stop talking to him.
What's up, Chris? What's up, Chris? What do you think of this fucking camo, Chris? And Chris is like, I did not sign this waiver.
Please put this shit back on the hanger so I don't have to clean this up.
All I got from this was they kept roasting Jake about being a triple XL, which Jake's actually just an XL. So Gussie's really fucking doing his ass dirty. Like, he screwed Jake on this.
No, was it Grace or Maddie?
This is Grace.
Okay. Grace was the one who started it because Gussie was like, here, try this on. And she goes, this is Jake's size. It's a triple X. And he goes, I'm just an XL.
I felt bad for Jake. I was like, this poor dude is like, I'm glad he lost a lot of weight. Also, Grace, your whole family's fucking ginormous. What are you roasting him for? Jake and Billy are the same damn size.
Yes.
Okay. I don't care.
We also weirdly somehow bring up Marissa and Billy.
I don't know.
Hey,
but Jake's out of it. Jake does not
Gussie,
comment.
Do you think Billy will want to marry Marissa? And Gussie will not talk about it. He's like,
I do not know.
I have no clue what's going on.
And Jake is like, look at these giant boots I found.
What does Shrek wear these? And the store owner's like, or guy's like, can you please put them down?
Unamused. That was awesome. It's funny because it's like this funny because it's so unrehearsed and horrifying to watch.
That's why Jake's amazing.
Jake's great.
You're a gold digger. If anybody's a gold digger, it's you.
He's me. I speak for the family, Marissa. He's so funny. He's so funny. Okay. Let's move on.
Oh, okay. That's pretty much all we get out of Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, no, it was
Gussie's not going to talk about it. He's only going to support his brother if that's really what he wants. He's learned. And Jake doesn't represent the family anymore.
No, he's done. He got fired. He's out of the will.
Next up, we have Mom comes and sits down with Dad outside and tells Dad about that she just went to lunch with Billy, and Billy's about to come talk to Dad about getting engaged and moving out. It's fucking weird that they just went to lunch together and then somehow they have a 10-minute gap on when they show up.
Yeah. It's like right on cue. Billy shows up and
he sits down and Dad's like, I hear you have something you want to talk to me about.
He's like, I'm going to get engaged. And Dad's like, nope. Not a good idea. Nope. Try again.
No.
But yeah, like Billy's initial goal is just to stop doing distance and get out of his parents' house, which you can do both.
Okay, yes. So Billy doesn't know how to present this to his parents to get a yes. First off, you shouldn't have to ask your parents to do this shit. You've already clearly are too ingrained with your family's life if you have to get your parents' permission.
It's pretty
But Billy proposes this as, I want to stop doing long distance and I want to be independent. And his parents are like, we love that. Good for you.
Get off our dime.
No engagement needed.
Meredith, would you say you are independent from your parents?
No, not at this moment right now.
Well, in general, compared to Billy, would you say you
I just moved back in with my parents?
Okay, but we're figuring out our lives.
Last month, I was independent of my parents. Yes.
I just became independent of my parents. But would you say that if your, I don't know, significant other wanted to stop doing distance, would you get engaged or just move near your significant other?
I would move near my significant other, not even move in with my significant other.
No, absolutely not. Actually, this weekend, my dad told me I'm probably not the type to get married because I like my own space too much.
Same.
And I said, yes. But so Dad and Marissa, or Mom and, oh my God, Mom and Dad dated for 4 years.
Which, that is a long time.
It's a long time. But I mean, Billy and Marissa are both in their mid-20s and have only been dating for like a year.
Yes.
So
they're on the early side.
Yeah.
And have only been dating long distance.
Yes, which is another issue because you don't actually
listen, by your late 20s, if you date for a year and get engaged, that's not that weird anymore. But
ideally, you're living down the street from that person or in the same neighborhood or
you're in
something.
the same cities, and like you probably spend all your time at one person's apartment, so it's pretty much like you're living together.
You probably did COVID together. Yeah, which is basically living. But no, Billy though has slept and prayed on this. So this is the
I love how he says prayed.
Do you think I haven't slept and prayed on this, Dad?
This is it. This is right for me.
And then Dad gets like kind of pissed and Billy gets really pissed. I don't even know how it went to like this pissed moment we all have. Because Dad's kind of yelling and then Billy gets really mad.
Because he's like, he starts off with like being like, moving out is great. Go get that independence. But moving in with her, that isn't independence, which is like, agreed, check. But he also is like, he follows the same train as Mom. Let's just take some time. And Billy's like, I don't need time. And he's like, you need to get to know her. And Billy's like, I know her.
I already know her. Her name's Marissa and she lives in Dallas. I know her.
I'm like, fuck, this is difficult because if your parents, I don't think you should have to ask your parents for permission, but if your parents are so not on board, then there should be some red flags. Not saying Marissa specifically red flags, but the timing is red flags.
Yeah, there's something wrong. But Dad gives Billy a piece of his mind and Billy says, fine, he'll live in that dreamland for the rest of his freaking life, Dad. Yeah. And then Mom and Dad are on horses.
Well, Billy does also say, he's like, I don't want you to be involved. Stop worrying about me. You have other kids.
Which angers Mom because her whole life
is Billy.
Is this family.
100%. Yep.
If it comes between the family, you're out.
100%.
So now we have to kill Marissa. We have to kill Luis and Marissa.
Luis is in a better spot because Grayson.
It's still not great because Gussie protected Luis over Grace.
How dare he?
So now we have to kill Luis. So Grace is number one.
Yeah.
Because they live across the hall from each other. So
Mom and Dad on a carriage.
Yay. Okay. This episode. And after this episode, I'm thinking, wow, I cannot wait to see this season finale. Will Billy propose?
I was so excited. I was like, okay, like we're getting there. We've wrapped up a few things because the season is clearly ending. Yeah. But like we got some drama that's going to carry this home. Here we go.
And I'm so excited to be a part of it. That's it. I mean, should we just
last episode? Yeah.
Let's get into the last episode. We are so excited to finish this off.
Just hit next.